City Council has voted to authorize city attorneys to draft the necessary documents to settle all potential claims regarding the death of Walter Scott for $6.5 million. I am glad the city and the family were able to reach a settlement without the necessity of a lawsuit. As mayor, I was directly in touch with the Scott family immediately after the tragedy occurred and offered our heartfelt condolences for their loss. We have supported the family and are extremely sorry for their loss. I have continued to be in contact with the family through our lawyers and their lawyers. Both sides have met many times and worked very hard over the past several months to resolve this matter. Immediately after the release of the video, the family took steps to keep the community calm, and for that, the city is thankful. This is a very difficult period for the Scott family. I know they are glad to have this part behind them so their healing process can continue. As a result of this tragedy, important issues have been discussed, not only in North Charleston, but around the country. Citizens have become engaged in the process, and government officials are listening. The city has taken many positive steps over the last several months, including outfitting the police with body cameras. We engaged the Department of Justice Community Relations Liaison to begin meetings with the North Charleston Police Department and members of the community. And our police department will continue building upon our relationships in the community. Through numerous meetings between the city and the family's lawyers, we worked through many issues of concern, and both sides believe that positive steps have been taken, and relations between the North Charleston Police Department and the community are improving and will continue to improve. This settlement is a step in the right direction for the family, the city, the Lowcountry, and our state. This will allow us to move forward and focus on the issues our citizens have elected us to do, advance quality of life, and make the future brighter for the citizens of North Charleston. Mr. Scott.
Our family is pleased that we have resolved the civil portion of Walter's death with the city of North Charleston. While nothing can replace having Walter in our lives, the city of North Charleston historic actions ensure that he did not die in vain. Mayor Summey, Chief Driggers, the City Council, and their staff stepped up to make sure that Walter's children will be cared for financially. But even more importantly, the city sent a message loud and clear that this kind of reckless behavior exhibited by members of law enforcement will not and shall not be tolerated. We would like to thank our legal team and all those who supported our family during this tragic ordeal. Not a day goes by when we don't think about Walter. Thankfully, we find some reminders of him in our day-to-day lives. We will now focus our efforts on the criminal trial of Walter's killer. It is our hope that after a jury of his peers reviews the evidence, they'll send an equally important message to law enforcement. There is no place for unnecessary violence against unarmed, fleeing individuals. Due to the tragic flood in South Carolina that has impacted countless lives, the Scott family and our legal teams will donate a portion of this settlement to disaster relief efforts being undertaken by American Red Cross. Faith and prayer has guided us through the pain of losing Walter. If you knew him, you'd know this is exactly what he would have wanted us to do, to help those in South Carolina who are suffering. On behalf of Walter Scott family and our legal staff, we thank you.
What will the legacy of Walter Scott be in North Charleston? So far, that legacy has been an officer arrested, indicted, denied bond, the community calm, but yet having a voice and speaking, action taken by a mayor, action taken by a city council, a family relying on faith and their legal team, the community allowing the process to happen, a historic pre-suit settlement without a brick being thrown, without a name being called, but yet through conversation, through faith, and through knowing that though people may have a different skin color, it's the color of their heart that matters the most. And this city council and this mayor has made this city proud and this nation proud today. And the city has stepped forward, and the family has stepped forward. We've been talking since day one, seeing if we can work this out. And I'm happy that we could avoid years of legal trouble and bills and battles. And I'll get back to what we said we were going to do from day one. Rely on faith.
To the citizens of North Charleston, to the citizens of the state of South Carolina, and to anyone in the United States watching this right now, my message for you today is quite simple. As a people, we have an ongoing obligation, not just to society, but to each other. Where there is injustice, we must pursue justice. Where there is pain, we must introduce joy. Where there is despair, we must manifest hope. And when we find ourselves in our darkest hours, Walter Scott, Mother Emanuel, Officer Greg Aaliyah, or disastrous flooding, we have a choice to make. Will we choose to be lost in our darkness, or will we continue choosing to be a beacon of light? Be the light.